Hey, we're back with another episode of Thompson and Stuff. Y'all know who this is. I'm back, and it's February. Happy Black History Month, even though it's going to be over in about 11 days, because I don't know why they give us the shortest month ever. But today is February 17th, 2023. It's almost midnight, so it's going to be February 18th, 2023. In 2 days, it is going to be my birthday. I will be 28 years old. Now, I know last year I did an episode on the podcast and I gave it to y'all as a gift. I'm still doing that this year, even though I choose to have a very quiet birthday. Been dealing with a lot of stressful things in my life right now. Something else stressful just came up I'm dealing with. So, I'm just going to have a quiet birthday with my family. Probably eat some pizza or something, watch some movies, just chill out. But I am very excited to get back into podcasting because I'm looking at the list right now that I'm making. Can't wait to talk to y'all about. So let's get into the podcast. Again, thank you so much for all the love and support, the listening, the YouTube watches, listening on Apple Music, Spotify, all that support. So let's get into this podcast. I can't wait till I talk to y'all about stuff. It's just a lot going on. There's always a lot going on, but I just can't wait to get back and talk. So let's get into it. So I woke up this morning with this piece of information, all of these next couple pieces of information that shocked me, but didn't really shock me. Well, one of them shocked me, but the other one didn't. So the one that did not shock me was Ryan Seacrest is leaving Live with Kelly and Ryan, and it's going to be changed into Live with Kelly and I think Kelly's husband's name is Mark Consuelos or something. So yeah, her husband's going to step in the place of Ryan Seacrest. I read on TMZ that Ryan is moving out of New York and stepping away from the show. And I honestly don't blame him because honestly, I think Ryan Seacrest is more of an LA dude. Like, I grew up watching Ryan Seacrest on TV since I was probably like 12 years old. And Ryan just gives off that California vibe, he just gives off that California bachelor guy. Even though, if y'all didn't know, Ryan Seacrest is actually from Atlanta. But he does give off that vibe. Ryan Seacrest is also a TV show producer, so he's probably producing more TV shows in LA, probably bringing his radio show back to LA. And, he probably misses the idea of living in a big old mansion with a lot of land because he had a bad house out in LA. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that was a nice house he had. But he is leaving Live with Ryan and Kelly, and Kelly's husband, Consuelos, Mr. Consuelos, I don't know his first name that good. But he's going to step in and be her co-host permanently. And I think I worry about that because when you work with your partner, it kind of drives a wedge between you two. But then I have to remember that Mr. Consuelos, again, don't remember his first name, they worked together on like some soap opera back in the 90s. I guess that's how they met. So this whole working together thing for them, I guess, will work out. Hopefully bring on some better ratings. And then I read on the internet they have freaky couples. So I hope they don't get all freaky on TV. That's just a little, a little weird watching. And then they got grown kids in college, and I think one of them live with them. So they're gonna be like watching that, like, mom and dad, stop. Like, that's weird. Come on. Prayers up. This surprised me. This is the one that surprised me. Prayers up to Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was diagnosed with dementia. And this kind of made me sad. It shocked me, but it made me sad because I'm a child of the 90s. Bruce Willis was in hella movies in the 90s, right? You had The Kid, The Sixth Element. I think he was in... No, that was Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was in just a lot of movies. Like, he was in Friends. Like, Friends is one of my favorite shows. And I remember watching that episode. And now to sit and watch like one of your action hero people favorite actors have dementia is like really scary. But personally, it's also scary for me because like my parents are in the same age range as Mr. Willis. Like, my dad is 68, my mom is 60. She'll be 63 this year. And it's like, dang, like, you get older and it's people in the same age group as your parents, just like, dying or just having some health issue, and it just makes you a little worried. So they announced the news on the internet. I think it was Demi or Rumor. They announced that he had dementia. He was already diagnosed with another type of brain dysfunction disease, and then it progressed to dementia. And that's so sad, man. I remember watching Bruce Willis growing up. He was like this action guy with like muscles, had on a wife beater and all that stuff. And now he no longer can do movies, which is pretty insane to me. And prayers to the family. Man, Bruce Willis got dementia. Like, if you had asked me this 20 years ago, I'd be like, what? What? Man, that's pretty insane, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Like, yeah, you just sit back, you just watch movies of Bruce Willis just kicking ass and doing action stuff, but now he has dementia. It doesn't wrap around me too well. And that's also the scary part about growing up. And I think I heard this quote. It has something to do with Robin Williams. It's like the worst part about growing up is watching your heroes go. And that's true. I mean, Bruce Willis is not dead, but he's not in the same shape as he used to be. So that's what I mean. But and also, you watch a lot of your favorite celebrities die. Like, man, I'll be 28 and I've seen so many go. I've seen Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Frank Sinatra, um, Aaliyah, Jam Master Jay, who else? Richard Pryor, James Brown. I've seen all of them, and I've seen their funerals too. Because that was during the time of yes, the funeral would be shown on TV or whatever. Before the internet, they would play it on TV and stuff. I mean, like when Michael Jackson died, I think that's when they really introduced funeral streaming to society, to society, I should say. So yeah, like that's when they introduced all that stuff. But prayers to Bruce Willis, please, and thank you. The next thing I want to talk about is Death Row is coming back to streaming. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. So if you're not a big Death Row fan like I am, trust me, I am a huge Death Row fan. So Death Row catalogs have been taken off streaming sites, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your music, Google, you name it. So Snoop Dogg bought Death Row, and he just took off all the streaming off all the sites. So, except a couple weeks ago, they put the Chronic back on because Snoop bought the masters back, gave the masters to Dr. Dre, and now Dr. Dre decided I'm gonna put them on the streaming sites because it's the 30th anniversary of the Chronic. It came out in 1993, 2 years before I was born, and it's still on there. And I wake up every morning and I check Apple Music to see if it did not disappear and if it's too good for my own two eyes. It's still there. So they're bringing back all the other catalogs, Doggy Style. I hope they bring back, or I don't know, it's not an official album. There's this song on YouTube. It's called Head Doctor by Snoop Dogg. It's one of my favorite Snoop Dogg songs. It's not even an official release, and I don't even know if it's allowed to be released to the public. But it is forever one of my favorite songs. I hope that one is on streaming sites. I love that song. And and I hope that, they work out some sort of plan or some sort of like agreement where everyone can get paid for residuals. Let's hope DJ Quick gets some of his residuals from his Death Row work, even though he was not credited. As we remember, DJ Quick worked with Death Row, but he couldn't really be credited because of what he had going on with Priority Records. So I hope everybody gets paid. Man, I hope Corrupt, Daz, I know Daz for sure gets paid. Lady Rage, just all that stuff. So Death Row catalog is pretty big and pretty hardcore. So I think they're gonna put all the Tupac albums up there. I hope they put up the Christmas album, the Christmas on Death Row. Like, I play that album every year for Christmas, and I didn't play it this year for Christmas. I felt so naked. I felt naked, and I had it on CD, but I sold it Now I don't have it anymore, so I hope they put that back on there for this Christmas. Did anyone catch the Grammys or the Super Bowl? I watched neither in real time. I just watched clips and stuff. So this past Sunday was the Super Bowl. Congratulations to Rihanna. She announced that she is pregnant again. Now, I want to defend my tweet I put on my Twitter, right? So when I first saw the clip of her on stage, she had a little belly or whatever. I thought she was still have her baby weight. It's normal. It's a woman. She's a woman. She just had a baby. It's normal to have a little tummy. But then I had to go back and remember how old the baby was. And then it came out that she is pregnant again. So I guess y'all are not getting an album, maybe. She's going to be a little too busy raising her family. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with having a family. Her and ASAP are very much in love. So we can't be like that, Where's the album? Where's the album? But she's got two little babies at home. Come on, that's just not fair, Not fair. I don't know who played in the Super Bowl, but congratulations to whoever won. Whoever won. Congratulations to you. It's not the Steelers. I don't care. I didn't watch the game. I didn't even want to watch the game. I didn't even want to watch the Super Bowl commercials because the thing is, what they do now, if you don't have like traditional broadcast TV, they put the commercials on YouTube. And then I saw like someone put together a compilation of commercials, and I'm just like, yeah, these are not very funny. Well, no, there was one good one, the Uber one jingle for Diddy. Diddy don't do jingles, but then they had everybody in there singing for this jingle commercial. So I mean, mediocre. I just hope next year that it's going to be better commercials. Hopefully the Steelers are going to be in the Super Bowl. And then I also said that the Super Bowl next year, I don't know what number, I don't keep up, is going to be in Vegas. So it's going to be lit. I mean, this past Super Bowl was in Arizona, and Arizona's kind of lit too. But it's going to be lit in Vegas. So, I mean, I can't wait to see something like that. And then the Grammys was really black. I mean, I didn't watch the Grammys like that, but I know it was a lot of black people being recognized in there, and I'm so proud. Also, shout out to Dr. Dre. He got an award named after him, and he stood up and accepted his award, and man, Dr. Dre has gotten so old. I remember when I was a little kid, Dr. Dre was like a little bit huskier with like a Steve Harvey haircut, kind of. But he's old now and he's bald and in shape now, thank God. Of course he has to be in good shape because you guys don't remember a couple years ago, he had an aneurysm. So he looked good, he did well. And Beyonce, congratulations to Beyonce. She is the most Grammy award winning singer in Grammy history. So congratulations to her. And I know she's getting ready to go on tour too. So I just don't like the way how she did like the whole ticket lottery thing. It made a lot of people pissed off. Like, okay, we gotta wait to buy tickets. Now, I'm not a coordinator of marketing. I'm not into none of that. But I am so-called old school, air quote. When I want to go somewhere, I mean, I don't go to a lot of concerts, so I'll use this analogy. So if I want to go to the movies, I'm going to go and buy my ticket, right? So why was this an idea for Beyonce's camp to go and do this lottery thing? People can't just go and buy a normal ticket, and it doesn't make sense because so Beyonce's coming here to Chicago, right? Beyonce added another show. And she added another show to Atlanta. She's probably going to add another show to, to another major city. Why can't she just do that? I don't know, of course, oh no, Beyonce can't overwork herself. She's not going to add 4, 5, 6, 7 dates to one city. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying just add on maybe a couple shows here, a couple shows over there, a couple shows on this town. But most of the cities have just one show and sell out like a normal concert. But no. There's people on social media saying, "Oh, I'm mad because I didn't get my Beyonce tickets," and Beyonce tickets be like rent. I don't know. I'm not going to the concert. I'm good. Y'all call me when there's another Up in Smoke tour or something. Okay. All right. So let's get into more stuff. So shout out to Tom Brady. He is retiring for real this time. Okay. So he lost his wife, lost his house, and now he's got 50-50 of the cheering. He's retired for good. And I just want to say congratulations, Tom. But I told you so. Okay. Tom, you are 45 years old, thinking you could go and score some touchdowns and run up and down 100 mile or meter or whatever the heck the measurement is, field. No, Stink, it don't work like that. You're 45 years old, so congratulations to you. Please stay retired, and I think you are this time, because don't you have a new job down at the NFL Network or something? Yeah, they need you there. We don't need you on the field no more. Let someone else win. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, Tom Brady is officially retired. He retired as a Buccaneer, and now he's just gonna go live his life down in Florida. His wife Giselle left him. She bought a house down the street with the kids, and he's gonna live a great life. He's starting to live the thotty single man life. Because didn't y'all see that picture on Instagram of him posing in his drawers? Who showed Tom Brady this? Who showed Tom Brady that? And thinking, oh, I could do it too, Thought. So now Tom Brady's gonna go live the thought life. He's single. He got some money. He'll be alright. He'll be alright. R. Kelly is in the news again. I just don't understand why. Because, after the last part of R. Kelly, I thought we were done with Robert. I thought we were putting him under the jail where he belongs because of what he did to those girls. But this is from the Cook County offices. They did drop his cases here in Cook County, but that is not really a victory for R. Kelly, because he is still sentenced to 30 years in a New York jail. And then he still has, I think he has some Illinois cases still, but they just dropped these, and then he's got his cases in Minnesota, so he's not really off the hook. They just dropped the ones in Illinois. Now, I'm not wishing jail on someone, but I'm wishing that they would stop talking about R. Kelly at this point, because I'm exhausted. Okay, it's exhausting. No more R. Kelly documentaries. No more. R. Kelly released the album and yada yada. No, we're done with Robert. And once all this wraps up, I guess to prison for 30 years he goes. So but they dropped those charges for Cook County. Kim Fox. I didn't really vote for Kim Fox. I don't know nothing about her, but I guess she was the ringleader in all of this. So yeah. So while I was preparing for the second part of this podcast, I actually just got some news. I feel as though I should report it if you are fans. I think this is from my brother, Derek. He is a fan. So Judge Mathis and the People's Court with Judge Millian have been canceled after 20 years, which freaking sucks, man, because I have a great memory with both those judges. When I was a kid, my mom, she worked in manufacturing, so she got off work around 3:30, 4 o'clock. And as soon as she would kind of unwind from the day, change her clothes and all that stuff, start dinner, what would be on our TV? Two things: the news or the People's Court. Man, listen. When the People's Court was on, you couldn't tell my mama nothing. But unfortunately, it is going off the air after 20 years. Shout out to Nelly for remixing the People's Court theme song for Is You. That's a hot song. I ain't gonna lie. And I think that song's turning 20 years old. And then Judge Mathis is going off the air. But I think it's time for Judge Mathis to retire. Like, isn't he tired of calling people crackheads? I don't know. But yeah, and then he has his reality show on E, which is a nice, positive black family on TV. So I don't know if E ever renewed like their contracts for like a second season or anything, but they should, because the Mathis family reality show, that was a nice reality show. You know, no fighting, just showing positivity, and I love that. I love that, but I'm sorry, Judge Mathis, you can't call anyone a crackhead on TV anymore. So yeah, they're going off air. I know my brother's somewhere pissed off because we don't. I remember one time I went to his apartment to visit him, and he was watching TV. I think he was gonna cut my brother's hair for something, and he turned on the TV, and I said, "What are we watching?" He said, "Judge Mathis." He Judge Mathis. I said, "I'm gonna turn this." He was ready. He was ready to kind of like, fight. Like, we ain't watching none else but this Judge Mathis. So sorry, bro. Judge Mathis got to go on TV. So now we got to watch another judge, or we got to like tune into Freebie to watch Judge Judy with her slick back bun. So congratulations to them, though. I think they're just gonna go to retirement, and Florida's a nice place to retire. I think that's where Judge Million lives. So yeah, yeah, congratulations to them. And Pamela Anderson is in the news more than ever. Oh my god. So I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, and Pamela Anderson was the it girl because she had big blonde hair, she had big titties, and she was just, this hot, hot commodity, if I use that term right. So Pamela Anderson had a whole documentary on Netflix. It was a nice, interesting documentary. So Pamela Anderson was like growing up. I always thought she was in like the porn industry because she posed for Playboy and she did a couple like X-rated videos. But that documentary showed me more than what she is. She's an actress. She was a wife, but she's a mom and all that stuff. So when I was growing up, I would see Pamela Anderson all on MTV at the VMAs getting spoofed and all that stuff. But this documentary showed me more than who showed me more. I cannot talk today. Showed me what she is, and she to me just seems like a really nice lady. She lives a normal life now. I did watch Pam and Tommy on Hulu, and some parts of that didn't make sense to me now that I watched this documentary. She lives a normal life now. I read somewhere that she lost all her money. I'm not going to judge her on that because, we're all one paycheck away from, not having the best life. But if that's the case, I guess it's not bad for her because she has a nice house. I think she lives in her childhood home in Canada. But it's weird because she lives in Canada, but she became an American citizen. But I guess that was for her kids. I don't know. But they did talk about her being married all those times, married to Tommy Lee, married to K Rock, married to I don't want to say this in a rude tone, but the lesser known people who, I think they're normal people, just live a normal life and all that stuff. And it showed her, getting divorced. And then, now Pamela is doing like Broadway now. So they showed her in that. So it just showed me a different Pamela Anderson than what I saw growing up on TV. Because, growing up, I'm not the generation that knows how to easily go on the internet and watch porn. I'm the generation that we turn on the TV, it's right there. And not like full blown like porn. I mean, I'm 28. I'll be 28 in 3 days. So my generation, we would see it subliminally, if I use that word right. So we see it like, women wearing cut underwear and all that stuff. And then the porn would be like on the back channels and maybe the channels that, your mom or dad don't pay for. And then there was a time where like I had cable once and there was like this break. I don't want to say break, but like it was like 13.2, 13.3, and all that stuff. So it was like we don't know. That's like random stuff. Like it could have been porn, it could have been a children's movie, it could have been a regular movie, it could be anything. So it would be like just scrambled and then we'll wait. Hell, it was crazy. I don't know. And it sounds illegal, so let me stop. But Pamela Anderson was a part of that. And then I hope she does get a little success from that documentary. I hope she gets paid from that. And then also I heard that her ex-husband, I think her the last husband she married, no, the husband before the last, one of her husbands left her some money in his will. So I think that was very nice of him to do that. They were friends since the 80s and all that. That's really nice of him. And he also said it doesn't matter if she needs it or not, it's hers. So God bless him for that. what else is going on? Did anybody see the You People movie? It's on Netflix. I enjoyed it. People were saying, "Oh, it's this and it's that and blah blah blah." Listen, this is my podcast, so the only opinion around here matters is mine. And I enjoyed that movie, and I'll tell you why. The soundtrack, the fitting, the clothes, the um, the careers surrounding the main characters, and just the culture, the West Coast culture being just in it. You know, my dream one day is to move to the West Coast, not California. I don't want to move to California, either Nevada or Arizona. I'm looking at that. And it just shows that, and I love movies based. I love movies, TV shows, and anything based on the West Coast. Like, about a year ago, I had dreams of moving to Atlanta. I know it shifted because everybody I know here in my hometown is moving down there, and I don't want someone who was my partner in science class being my neighbor. Like, if I want to move to a new city for a fresh start, I'm gonna move and I'm gonna get a real city that nobody I know has moved to. So that, and then their gear was just so fresh, you know. Jonah Hill had fresh clothes on. Lauren London's, outfits were amazing. Her hair is beautiful. The soundtrack had mostly West Coast rap. DJ Quick was in there. Y'all know I love me some DJ Quick now. So it was a good movie. And I know people were complaining that there was a rumor that the kiss at the end, sorry if I'm spoiling it, was CGI. And you know what? It doesn't matter to me because, I mean, that's some good CGI, I ain't gonna lie. But, if Lauren wasn't comfortable and Jonah wanted to respect Lauren because, we all know what happened to Nipsey, it does not matter. It's still a great movie, CGI or not. So, I don't know if it ever made like the top 5 on Netflix or anything because people just kept complaining, or it kept getting mixed reviews. But for me, it was a good movie. Would I watch it again? Maybe if I have time to watch it in one setting. Because lately, when I turn on a movie, it's like I watch the first 30 minutes and it's like, okay, I gotta go to bed. I'll watch the rest in the morning. And so when I wake up the next day, I'm starting from where I left off, and I have to remember what happened in the past. But it was a good movie, though. And then shout out to whoever stole Brad Summer's laptop. Now, if you don't know who Brad Summer is, he used to work with Michael Jackson on his past tours. And whoever stole his hard drive or his laptop or whatever, it contained a lot of unreleased stuff from Michael Jackson. And it got leaked on the internet. So y'all mean and y'all bad. And shout out to the Michael Jackson estate. Did we fulfill our album contracts, contractual obligations? Because they did sign something that says 17 albums, or no, 7 albums from the estate. Okay, so let's go down the line. So you have This Is It, which was a compilation album. And then you have Michael, which that should not count. That should not count because half them songs on there ain't even from Michael. Okay, so then you got Bad 25, and then you got what else? So we're probably at 4 albums. Y'all let me know, but I think we're not even at 7 yet. So we need another album, and we need it with real vocals and real producers and all that stuff. So let's get on that. Please and thank you. And whoever stole that laptop, you wrong. You wrong. Because y'all know Michael Jackson was a perfectionist, just like Dr. Dre. And some of that stuff he does not even want out. So y'all damn wrong for that. Shame on y'all. Shame on all y'all. And speaking of Michael Jackson, so as we know that the Michael Jackson estate, I guess, is involved in this. They're having a Michael Jackson biopic movie that will be in theaters now. I have my fingers crossed for this one because the last few I've watched was not the best. Well, no, I take it back. The Jacksons was good with Jason Weaver. That one was good. But then there was that other one with Flex as Michael Jackson, and I don't think that one should ever see the light of day ever again. So with this one, I think it's going to be on the right path. I think it's going to be in theaters, and it has the people that they need to have. So what we know so far, that it's a biopic, it's a movie, and it's going to be directed by Antoine Fuqua. So if you don't know who Antoine Fuqua is, he's a very popular black director who is married to Leela Roshan, aka Sunshine from Harlem Nights. He's done a lot of great movies. I know him from doing the Suge Knight documentary on Showtime, which was pretty good, even though it's Suge Knight. So I think this one's going to be great. Black director for a story about a successful black man. Now, they did release who is going to play Michael Jackson in this movie, and it makes a lot of sense. Hey, y'all know who they chose? His nephew Jafar Jackson, who is the son of Jermaine Jackson, his brother. So I was watching videos of Jafar, and he could really do his uncle Michael some justice. Kind of looks like him, not really. Looks more like Jermaine because obviously that's the son, but it's Hollywood. Hair and makeup can work a lot of miracles. But I think this Michael Jackson biopic is going to be the one. It's going to be the one that everybody's going to truly cancel out the one with Flex, but they're not. They're going to also hold it up there with the Jacksons, with Jason Weaver and Terrence Howard and all them. So I can't wait to see this one. It's going to be more modernized because honestly, the only thing I don't like about the Jacksons movie is that it's from 1992, like the early 90s. So I don't know when this movie is coming out. I would assume it comes out in probably a couple years because they're just now doing the casting. And when you do casting for a movie, I mean, what do I know? I don't work in Hollywood like that, not yet. But casting and all that stuff, it will take a while. So we're probably going to see this movie for another couple of years or so. But I will definitely be in the theaters checking this movie out. Shout out to Snoop Dogg, Sade, Teddy Riley. They are in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Not sure if they've been inducted yet because this news is pretty old. But congratulations to them. I'm happy about this because I think it's been beyond deserved. I mean, Snoop Dogg. Well, it's Snoop Dogg. Come on. He wrote Doggy Style and The Dog Father and From the Church to the Palace and Pay It to Be the Boss and all that stuff. So Sade, very talented, and she's a beautiful woman too. My dad showed me like videos of like her in concert. She's so gracious, so beautiful. And Teddy Riley, I think he should have been had this because he's been doing music since like the mid '80s with Guy and all that stuff. Wrote for others, wrote for Johnny Kemp, wrote for Blackstreet, Guy, all that stuff. So congratulations to them. Much deserving. Oh my gosh, seriously, much deserving. Um, Deion Sanders. So he didn't do. He's in the news, but it's like for good stuff. And honestly, I'm obsessed. I'm not obsessed with Deion. No, I'm obsessed with the fact that he is coaching the Colorado Buffaloes. And shout out to his son, Deion Sanders Jr. I'm kind of obsessed with his YouTube page because it shows a lot of behind the scenes that Coach Prime is doing for the Colorado Buffaloes, and how he brought his family over from Jackson State, and now they're adjusting to Colorado Buffaloes. I watch their videos every day because there's a new video every day. His sons are hilarious. I think I never really was into college football because when I went to college, I was pretty busy, and then when I was in high school, I never had time to sit and watch a college football game. But now I think I'm going to be interested in watching the Colorado Buffaloes just to see what Coach Prime has been, having up his sleeve this whole time. So I can't wait. Hopefully they'll show because, like, you know how regional sports are. They don't show all the football games, all the Northwestern games here in Chicago, or they don't show all the UCLA games out in LA or whatever. So, if a game does come on, I'll probably watch it. But I'm very excited for what he can do. And then he had really great seasons in Jackson State. So, let's see what Coach Prime is working with. And shout out to Kanye. Kanye in the news again, not being on his best behavior. So, Kanye got married. Married, air quote, married. You guys could see if I had a camera, air quote. So he married his wife, air quote. She has a very catchy name. I forgot her name, but she's cute or whatever. But they're not legally married because they got married in Vegas. They didn't really sign no paperwork. But they live together. They must live together. I know the oldest child from him and Kim's marriage has been around her. So, yeah, I guess he's playing fake husband. But I ain't mad at it. He's been real quiet, though. Except the time he assaulted, air quote, assaulted a paparazzi. So what happened was, she was in her car, I guess, behind him, and he got out of his car, and they had a little back and forth, and he took the phone and kind of like, I guess, slammed it down or something. He took the phone. That's all I know for sure. But yeah, man. I mean, other than that, he's been really quiet in the news. I haven't heard nothing. I know Adidas is like doing something with his clothes. Cause I was on the ASOS app because I got the ASOS app on my phone, and they had some really the Yeezys with the holes in them. Those were really nice, and I was gonna get a pair, and they're like a great price, but I don't have it right now. So, but if I do, if I do, I'd buy it. I would totally buy it. But yeah, that's what Kanye has been up to. I mean, he's been quiet other than that. But let's move on from Kanye before he pops out of nowhere and comes and gets me. So about a while ago, I went to go see the Whitney Houston movie in theaters. I Want to Dance with Somebody. So I am a Whitney fan. I listen to a lot of her music. I grew up with her, obviously, and I remember when she passed away. And this is when the big deal of having notifications on your phone was happening. And about 11 years later, I decided to shut them off. It's very liberating, trust me. But I just remember I was on Twitter and I saw the news and I Googled it and she was gone. Yeah. But back to the movie. I Want to Dance with Somebody, I would give it a C minus. Because I'm going to simply say it. Pat Houston. She was behind it. So even when if you guys want to watch it, it's probably on Amazon and shit by now. But I'm just gonna share with you my experience. So I went to the movies first. I made a big mistake. I went to the wrong movie theater. I was about to sit through Puss in Boots before I watched I Want to Dance with Somebody. But luckily, I had enough sense to get up and go and get out and go to the theater next door where they were playing the right movie. I Want to Dance with Somebody. I give it a C minus because Pat Houston. I will say this again. I was watching the beginning of the opening credits. There was her name right there, Pat Houston, consultant, producer, whatever. And it basically covered everything we know: Whitney's relationship with Robin, Whitney's relationship with Bobby, how toxic it was. What I was surprised to learn was how her and her father's relationship was when he got sick and right around the time he passed away, and how her drug use kind of increased. I always wondered, like, how did it increase to the point where it got bad, like when right around the time she left Bobby and all that stuff. So that, I guess that answered my question. But then the Pat Houston magic trick, I want to call it. How did Pat Houston know that Whitney sang Home before she got in that tub and died? How did Pat Houston know the relationship between her and Robin, but she didn't come into the family until like the 90s? But then again, it's Hollywood and things are dramatized for Hollywood and blah 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 whatever. But that movie was a C minus. It was a waste of time. I was in the theater for 2 hours. Didn't get home till like 11 o'clock. Guys gotta understand where I live. There's no movie theaters. We had a movie theater. It closed down during the pandemic, and it never quite opened back up. So I had to drive like 35 minutes away. So if I could get my money back for that movie, I could, but it's Whitney Houston, so I wanted to see it. So yeah, but let's take a break because I gotta blow my nose. All right, I'll be right back. I want to end my last segment of my podcast for today by saying rest in peace to Lisa Marie Presley. Um, we didn't know a lot of Lisa Marie Presley's music. I love Dirty Laundry, but let me explain why. I always looked at Lisa Marie Presley as a style icon to me. Like some people might look at Carrie Bradshaw or Tyra Banks or whoever, but I always looked to Lisa Marie Presley. And I remember the first time I saw her, I was 10 years old. I was in 2005. I saw this woman. She had highlights in her hair. She wore Chuck Taylor. She wore graphic tees with long sleeve shirts underneath. And I thought, wow, I want to dress like that. So my mom bought me I bought my own first pair of Chuck Taylors. And this was back in the days when they had Value City. And they were $9, $9.99, $19.99, and they were purple Chuck Taylors. I've had them until I was in college, but then I realized that those Chucks were size 10s. I'm a size 11. But because of Lisa Marie Presley, I dress the way I dress because of her seeing that. Now, Lisa was in her 30s or 40s because she was married to Michael Jackson, and Michael's like probably 10 years older than her. And in the early 2000s, Michael was 40. So she was probably in her 30s. She was 30 years old. So then obviously as the years go by, she had to mature her style. She had more kids. So she started dressing up more. But whatever she had on, to me, that was a great style. Unfortunately, Lisa Marie passed away. She, I guess, had a heart attack or something. She was living in Calabasas, and they took her to the hospital, and they tried to revive her, but she passed away. Lisa passed away last month, so they already had her funeral and everything. She's already buried at Graceland. I didn't really watch her funeral, but from what the clips I saw, it was nice. They had, a Baptist church choir come out and sing, and Priscilla, she spoke at her funeral, and then we found out she was a grandmother. So I want to just say rest in peace to the woman who inspired my style to this day, with the Chucks, the graphic t-shirts, the jeans. The person that inspired me to change my name, because her name was Lisa Marie and I'm Amanda Marie. And I hope her and Michael are just reunited in heaven. Because I'm personally obsessed with that couple. They were a good looking couple together. And Michael always told his family, even years after they divorced, that was the love of his life. And also, what I also noticed on Instagram, Michael Jackson's nephew, Austin Brown, who is the son of Rebe, is close with Lisa Marie's children. So I guess that familiar bond is still there. And it makes you rest in peace. She was so beautiful to me. And I just hate that the way she passed away. So rest in peace to Lisa Marie. Everybody's selling their catalogs, and I'm very disappointed. Yes, get your money, but we're kind of getting away from the what's it called, the lesson that Prince is teaching y'all. But I also read on Instagram somewhere that something is big going on with music, so that's probably why people are selling them. Like Dr. Dre just sold the portion of his catalog with his first two albums. I hope they're talking about those compilation albums that came out when he first launched Aftermath. Like Dr. Dre presents the Aftermath. Like I listen to that album now. It's cool, but it's just not like, oh my god. It hasn't reached that. It's not legendary like The Chronic or 2001. So Zaytoven sold some of his catalog. Justin Bieber, I don't know why he sold his catalog. He's so young. The Dream, listen, the Dream ran like 2006 to 2009. I don't understand why, but we're just getting away from the lesson that Prince was trying to teach us this whole time, and I'm just not understanding it. But maybe something is going on in music. We'll see. But I'm just still like kind of bothered that we're getting away from that lesson. Um, did anybody read the Prince Harry book? I bought it, and Prince Harry done spilled all the tea. What also sucked about that book is that it took me like a month to finish it. It's very thick, and I was so busy with stuff. But he shared his stories. It was broken down in 3 parts. So the first part was this is my life. This is when I was born. This is how I grew up, and then my mother passed away. Second part of the book was okay, I'm a teenager. I didn't go to college. I was in war. And then the third part was when this is when I met Megan. This is when we got married. This is when we had kids. And this is what's going on now. Honestly, the middle part of the book I could have lived without. But then I had to learn about when he went to war. And he had a couple girlfriends and yada, yada, yada. That's the part that took me a month to get through. Once I got to the part where he talked about how he met Megan, how they created their lives, unfortunately, how they had to deal with the paparazzi and the press with how he had Megan, and Megan, we all know, is biracial, were raised by a black woman, all that stuff. So, but it was a good book. I should have been like everybody else and bought the audiobook, but I wanted to touch the actual foldings and stuff. So the next book I'm reading, actually, I'm almost done with it too, because I started reading it before I bought the Prince Harry book. I'm also reading the Fat Joe book. Almost done with that. Good read. And then I have the Tommy Lee book. And just a lot of books I've been reading just to help me write. I am working on another book. And I'm also learning how to take my time writing books and stuff. I used to write like 2-3 books at a time, but it's just like now. I just want to take my time one at a time and just work on my pace because I am my own boss at the end of the day. Just saying. And lastly, shout out to Netflix. You killed it for yourself. Yeah, no, this new Netflix law is. Y'all know what happened to the Blockbuster. I think if y'all do this, y'all heading down your way that way. Because like, what if college kids, all that stuff, they don't live in the same house. Their parents might be living in Seattle, and the college kids go to school at University of Phoenix. I mean, University of Arizona at Phoenix or whatever. So, shame on you, Netflix. We'll see if you hold up after this. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we got through the entire podcast list. So this is it. Happy Black History Month again. Thank y'all again for listening. If I could kiss all y'all on the cheek, I could, but we can't because it's COVID. But thank y'all again for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Follow me on Instagram, adashmariesonofthom. You can also follow the official podcast page, Thompson and Stuff Official. You can follow me on TikTok, AmandaMarties1. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, _marieSonofToe. So, thank y'all again. I hope to talk to y'all soon. And please like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to post full episodes on my YouTube channel, but the thing is that the converter I use only allows certain amount of time for a podcast. So if it's not on YouTube, you can go to your favorite podcast platform. I'll be there with everybody else. I'll be over there hanging out with Joe Budden, Nori. I'm just little old me, so I'm just chilling. But thank y'all again for listening. I love you guys. And, hit me up on social media. See you next time. Peace. Be careful out there and wear your masks. It's still a pandemic. Bye.